Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Edison Municipal Council Work Session Meeting, July 22nd, 2019. Everybody, please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Coyle. Councilmember Deal. Councilmember Gomez. Councilmember Joshi.
Present.
Councilmember Lombardi.
Here.
Councilmember Patil.
Here.
Councilmember Sandelsky.
Here.
Adequate notice.
Adequate notice of this meeting as required by the Open Public Meeting Act of 1975 has been provided by an annual notice sent to the Home News Tribune, the Star Ledger, and Sentinel on December 1st, 2018, and posted main lobby municipal complex on that same date.
Thank you. Moving on to the oral petitions and remarks. I have none. Anyone? Yes, Ms. Esther.
Good evening. On a rainy evening here. A little tricky to wait for the rain to stop so I could get into the meeting. I wanted to ask you, or comment, if I may, Department of Law, number 11, item B, which is referencing the extension by Penrose of their mortgage agreement for the Clara Barton Assisted Living Facility on Amboy Avenue. And it looks like they're extending their agreement for 30 years. And I think it's important for everyone in Clara Barton to know that they're doing this because it speaks to Penrose being committed to having their involvement with the assisted living facility there, and that everybody should know that it's going to continue to be there in that fashion for a long time to come. And I just wanted to make that point. Secondly, I wanted to say to everybody that we're really sorry that we no longer have our farmers market in Clara Barton. Unfortunately, we were not advised well enough in advance of the opening date of the farmers market that Pops was not going to be coming. And by the time we heard about it, it was already after the closing or after the opening date had passed. We got information then that we were not going to have the farmers market. We were told that there was going to be an effort made to see if a new farmer could be obtained. We have made repeated attempts to try to get information about the status of the farmers market, and we have been unable to do so. So I have to apologize to everybody about this. We're going to see if we can start to work on getting a new farmer for next year, because I don't think there's going to be very much that we can do now. It's almost the end of July, and it's going to be really impossible. I think there had been some hope of getting in touch with Mr. Saddam, who was the head of the Farmers Association, but we never heard whether that was done or not. So I do want to let everybody know that we're sorry that we don't have the farmers market. We would like to have the farmers market. Our intention is that we would like to try to work on that for next year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Esther. Yes, Mr. Bruce Diamond.
Bruce Diamond, 74 Calvert. I was not able to attend the last council meeting, but I was awful disappointed with the lack of decorum at the last council meeting. I understand Mr. Hahn is a political person in town, but he's also a policeman. That doesn't mean when he's interrupting and talking out of order, he shouldn't be escorted from the room. He should be treated like any other citizen here. You guys need to maintain decorum. It's absurd. He and Anthony, whatever, start shouting. I find it offensive. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Diamond. Yes, sir.
Julian Zamet, 17 Stiles Road. Okay, just want to talk about the crossing signal at Johnstone and Vineyard Road, which is the entrance to Sam's Club. It has been working for a while, and it makes it difficult to cross. I use that crosswalk all the time. I'm sure a lot of elderly people use it to get access to Sam's Club. So that needs some attention. Thank you.
Sure, we'll report it to engineering. Thank you. Anyone else?
Motion to close the public portion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to the review of minutes. From A to F, any comments? Is none?
Are you, oh, minutes, okay.
Minutes, yeah. A report from all council committees. I don't have anything on the right, so I'll start with Councilman Joshi.
Yes, Council President, I have two updates, positive things related to the Library Board of Trustees. The first is we received a $240,000 grant for needed repairs, much needed repairs in all three libraries. That was through PSENG and a contractor. So we're going to see HVAC repairs and electrical repairs from in all three libraries. We're also going to have all of our lights get redone so they're energy efficient. That's a positive thing. That's one of the biggest investments we've had so far in the trustees. And the second thing is what's being considered right now, since we did get the money back from the previous bookmobile, we are right now considering, and this is up for debate, but it was brought up publicly, that we would be considering getting 2 bookmobiles, which is slightly more than the cost of the reimbursement check that we received, but it's not astronomically more. It seems pretty reasonable. And the purpose would be one to service the northern end of town and another to service the southern end of town. The difference is the original one that we had was 36 feet, and now we're looking at 2 different bookmobiles that would be 30 feet. Again, this is up for a debate and a discussion, but it seems like the library board is open to moving towards that direction.
Thank you, Councilman.
Council Vice President, Sam, can you tell me, do you know what the volume of books each one can hold?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Could you find that out
Yes,
and let me know?
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure that people get that experience of having that. And then it's also double the maintenance now, right? Because you got to maintain two vehicles.
Yes.
And you're going to need an additional driver. right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
This was discussed, but the benefit of getting the smaller one that's 30 feet rather than 36 feet is that we wouldn't need a driver that has a CDL.
Right.
And so it's probably easier to get a driver. But yes, we would need another driver for it.
Okay. Thank you.
Councilman Lombardi.
Thank you, Council President. Council President Gomez is not here tonight, but he asked me to let everybody know that the Finance Committee will be meeting this week with all the directors to go over their individual budgets. And I also had a follow-up to Councilman Joshi's Library Board. Okay. Follow-up to Councilman Joshi's Library Board. I think several months ago, the council passed a resolution onto the state requesting that they continue to fund, I want to say it's called NJ Link or something like that. Do you know the status of that? Or if not, can you?
I can look into it and get back to you.
All right, thank you.
Councilman Sandusky.
None, sir.
Thank you, and I have none. On to the points of light. Monday, July 29th, public hearing on the budget, and the special election Tuesday, September 10th, on the water and sewer ordinance. Any other council member would like to add any points of light?
Council President? I believe it was yesterday that Councilman Joshi retired from his 20s and is now officially
Happy birthday.
30 years old, so I just wanted to wish him a happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Sam.
Thank you.
Okay.
You baby boomer now.
No, I'm wiser now that I'm 30.
Moving on.
When you get gray hair, you start getting
I
wiser.
actually have 4 gray hairs now.
Thank you. Moving on to the business administrator, we have A to F. Any
Yes, Council Vice President. Maureen, item A, what departments are we covering there? Is that police, fire, for the
tracking system?
It's fire and all our DPW, OEM, municipal cars, the police have their own units.
Anything we own, anything we own?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Moving on to the Department of Finance, from A to D. Any comment? None. From the Department of Health, A and B. Any comment? From the Department of Law, we'll be pulling Resolution D, correct?
Yes, there's just some further follow-up we need to do. We'll have it back and ready for the next meeting.
Sounds good. Any question for A to C? None. From the Department of Planning and Engineering, Resolution A to E. Any question? None. From the Department of Public Works, Resolution A to D. Any question? I hear none. From the Chief of Fire, there's one resolution. Any question? And from the
I actually have a question with this. When we grant permissions like this, does a fire truck like wait on standby or?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Councilman. From Chief of Police, the resolution A and B, we are adding to agenda, resolution for 2019 impound auction. This is every year we do it for the vehicles. Any question? None. From the Department of Recreation, resolution A to C. Any question? Any comment? Here none. From the Township Clerk, is a resolution to renew liquor license for the year 2019-2020. Any question or remark? From the Council Member of the Planning Board, Councilman Zaleski.
Yes, thank you, Council Vice President. The meeting of the Edison Planning Board of July 15, 2019, the following resolutions were passed. P9-2019 Shopping Center Associates, the corner of Lafayette and Route 1. That was the former Macaroni Grill. P10-2019 Primrose Schools, 23 Nevsky Street. P11-2019 Edison Urban Renewal, LLC-2165 and 2205 Lincoln Highway. P11-2018 RAS 33 LLC, that's the food service prep building for Royal Albert's Palace. P5204 W&G Realty Easy Street. P19-2018 Summit Associates 150 Fieldcrest Avenue. And P19-2018 Summit Associates 115 Newfield Avenue. JFK Hospital came in to clarify their extension of time. That was P18-09/10, P28-04/05, and P88-04/05. Their attorney just came before the board to clarify what the time period for the extension was. The approvals are granted on June 30th, 2017, so they have 3 years from that date, or June 30th, 2020 as that date that the project must get started by. The new business, there was only 2 items of new business. P12-2019 FedEx Grounds Package System, 25-53 Talmadge Road, Block 124, lots 22.01 and 22.02, was a proposal to change 5 trailer storage spaces with 3 drive-in ramps on the south elevation of the existing facility. There were no variances required. They were granted the approval with the following conditions. They had to adhere to our engineer and planners reports, clean up the weeds on the property line that adjoins the post office. All prior conditions of the original approval are not being changed, and any changes to this approval or application will come back to the planning board. And the last application was P2-2017 was amended for the Camp Kilmer Urban Renewal Associates, Road 2, Block 3E, Lot 3.013. Revisions to the prior resolution compliance submission to the planning board, which occurred April of 2018. There were no variances requested. They've requested to move the site sign so that it's closer to the entrance of the job and it will not be interfering with the construction. They want to swap out the townhouse units that had direct access to the street sidewalk and make them flats with the entrance through the building similar to the other units. There is no increase in the number of units, and they have reduced some square footage. They have eliminated the dumpster from the site. We'll have an internal garbage chutes, which the super will take toters out to the streets for pickup. They relocated the stormwater detention system to the center of the parking lot for easier maintenance and access, which our engineer agreed with. The board approved the changes with the following conditions. They will adhere to comments of our engineer and planner. They will submit a Phase 1 and Phase 2 parking plan because it's going to be built in 2 phases. They will submit a Road 2 agreement for the maintenance of the road that is shared with the VOTEC, and that the provisions for a shuttle bus will be made on a regular schedule, and any changes to the approved application will come back to the board. And that was my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Moving on to the unfinished business, ordinances for further consideration, public hearing, and final adoption. Ordinance 4.2045-2019. Any council comment? None. Ordinance 4.2046-2019. Any council comment? Hear none. Moving on to the discussion items. I'll start with Councilman Sandusky.
Okay. I had some questions for Carl, but Carl's not here tonight. I just wanted to say that 445 Plainfield Road, the potholes in the street holding the water in front of the church, it appears that they were cleaned up, and I wanted to thank him for taking care of that. And I just want to, Maureen, I don't know if you know the status of the park completions. How are we making out? Okay, well, I'll ask him those questions, and then and that's it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Lombardi.
Thank you, Council President. I just had one thing to, I guess, ask Mr. Northgrave. This morning, I was listening to the news, and they were talking about a bellwether case that's going to be tried in October in Ohio, dealing with the opioids and the some counties in Ohio that have filed suit against the drug companies and the pharmacies. And I know at one point the town was considering doing that, and then we kind of abandoned that. But I just wanted to know, are we waiting for this bellwether case in Ohio to
No.
finish and see where it goes from there?
No, what we had actually, you had authorized Eichen, Crutchlow, and I forget the full name of the firm. We had authorized them. They had spent, I would say, 6 to 9 months pursuing it, and they felt that there wasn't going to be the return on the investment. Since that time, we have had another group of attorneys who have a national class action practice contact us and gave us a proposal to pursue the same case, and it looks like they're going to be pursuing it on a slightly different theory than the Eichen firm was going to. So I have the proposal. I've discussed it with the mayor. I've discussed it with the business administrator. One of the things I'm waiting for is a withdrawal or a termination from the Eichen firm. I don't want to have 2 firms pursuing the same claim. So I would expect that at the August meeting there'll be action to hire that firm to pursue it. They appear to have a pretty strong reputation in the area.
Yeah, based upon what I heard this morning, it seems like a lot of governmental entities are like kind of lying in wait until this issue in Ohio is decided, and I think the trial starts in October. So I just want
Right.
to, I hope that we're in a position to act if there's a favorable result in Ohio to the governmental entities.
Well, I think, I mean, it's you know, I haven't gotten actually down to the final analysis, but it certainly appears that I would be recommending that we act even before that, because what this firm is talking about is what that case, it's really talking, the initial review was more along the line of what it cost us for insurance and lost time and like kind of employee-centric issues. The Ohio case and what this firm was suggesting was looking much broader at, you know, number of police calls, you know, kind of the real impact. Candidly, I'm not sure, and I'm sure you can appreciate, I'm not sure how you quantify that in front of a jury, but if, you know, like if there's a national firm that, you know, that they've got an economic incentive. Just to be clear, the proposal is 0 cost to the township, not even expenses. The only concern I have on the expense side, and it's really more of the BA's concern, is that they will require a lot of data, and that will require employee time, so that there will be some investment of just existing staff time, to pursue this. But, yeah, I agree with you. I think we should be in a position and ready to move, and as you probably know better than I do, sometimes if you're one of the early plaintiffs, it puts you in a better position to be pursuing that claim, so.
Thank you.
Is
That's all I
this,
have.
is this the same law firm that?
I think you had recommended to us, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I appreciate you bringing that up.
Anything else, Councilman?
Nothing further, Council President. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Joshi?
Yes, I saw, I was made aware that there's possible litigation with a resident who was complaining about the water behind his house, or brought it up. Okay, well, I've mentioned it at a council meeting before. His last name is Fresco, and I just wanted to know if there was any notice that the township could give to him to explain what our position is.
You want me to call somebody who's suing us and tell them
Well,
how we
I
feel
don't
about the
know.
lawsuit?
I was told that there was possible litigation. I don't know the extent of it. But in short, I just want to know, did we ever send anything out to him beforehand?
I think there's been a lot of correspondence. This has been an ongoing issue in terms of, as I recall it, and Councilman, I'm talking a little bit off the cuff, but as I recall it, there's at least the claim that there is a stream that is not being properly managed and that is causing water to back up and spill over. Yeah, I'm not sure that we necessarily agree with the residents' view of what the problem is.
Okay.
And I believe that there has been a lawsuit filed, so beyond, I don't want to comment publicly, or I'm certainly not going to call a litigant up and tell them what our position is.
Okay. And then with the street pavings, how far down the list are we in terms of the volume of streets that we wanted to pave for the year? Do we know approximately how many we've completed?
We just awarded the contracts at the last meeting, so they haven't even started this year's.
No, but from the year, like when we got the initial list, the one with the 82 streets on it?
That is for this year.
Oh, it's,
Yeah, we just awarded
oh,
at the
okay.
last
So
meeting.
none have started.
So
Okay,
there'll be a pre-con meeting, and then they'll start soon after that.
got it. Okay. That's no further questions.
Thank you, Councilman. And I have one question on the American water billing issue, Maureen.
Oh, yes.
There is an email going back and forth. Do we know the status update?
We don't know the status yet. You saw again today, Ken, we're following up every day.
Okay, there are quite a few residents, they have reached out, and I know Councilman Joshi, they
Yeah.
also reach out to you. So if you can get to the bottom of it, it will be very important. Yeah, thank you for follow-up.
Yeah, there was actually, I owe you another set of emails because there was a total of now 12 people whose billings have gone from, they showed me their bill, it's gone from the 30s to 300s. And the claim was that through, I guess their American Water is now billing based off of new meter reading. I don't know how accurate it is, but if we can get to the bottom of it, that'd be great. And I appreciate you following up.
Just so you know, a few months back, they went out and they checked the meters, and they installed new meters for a couple of people. So they were taken care of, and they're satisfied. So I guess if you talk to Dee Gillespie, I think he can help that situation if you need. Yeah, yeah. So they went out there, they changed the meter, and it was a single woman who had no one else living in the house, and she had an astronomical bill. So, they do work with the residents with that.
Got it. Oh, actually, I have one more question. I brought this up to you, with seniors, is there any way that we can make the process more efficient, because they have to get the cards right now?
Yeah, we had talked about that. There's no requirement that we do that. Lena's going to have signs put up in both the offices.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
Great, thanks.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to the next, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.